A very good morning to all of you. In this class, I am going to start with another important topic of chapter microbes in human welfare, and topic is microbes as biocontrol agent. In this topic, we are going to discuss about how we are using we can use the microbes in the field of crops so that in place of chemicals, insecticides, pesticides, weedicides, because nowadays more use of insecticides or pesticides completely eradicate a particular animal that is important in the ecosystem, or also they also affect the life of animals and plants that are related with that particular organism. For example, if the insect completely eradicate after passing a year, the particular insect or species completely eradicates. So depending upon that species, the plant and animal may also eradicate after the eradication of that particular species. So that's why it is need to understand we can reduce the use of insecticides and pesticides in the crop field. So that's why for reducing the insecticide or pesticide, there is need for the biocontrol agents. If we introduce particular virus, bacteria or fungi like microbes in our crop field, so they target a particular species only, not they fully eradicate all the living organisms that are present in the crop field. If we spray insecticide for example DDT in a crop field, so the DDT do not target a particular species, only a single species. So many species of insects are present in our crop field, all are eradicated by the DDT powder. So how it is toxic or how it is harmful for us too, or for the other living organism that actually do not cause any harm in our crop. So that's why it is there is need to understand how the insecticides are so harmful for us, or why there is need for reduction in the use of insecticide, pesticide and weedicides, because not the only single species are eradicated by the crop field or the ecosystem. Actually complete all the species also targeted by the pesticide. Now we will discuss about line by line from this para or biocontrol refer to the crop field. So they target a specific species only, a single species only, not the overall species targeted by the species that we introduce into the or as a biocontrol agent. Now, in modern society, this problem have been increasingly by the use of chemical, by use of insecticides, pesticides and so on. So the problem have been tackled increasingly by the use of chemicals. So that means somehow when we spray insecticides in a field, so the living organisms which are present in the surrounding of that crop field, they are also affected by the similar. So that's why it is so harmful for us. These chemicals are toxic and extremely harmful to human beings and the animals alike, and have been polluting our environment. So that means they are harmful for human or as well as the other animals also. Also they create pollution in the crop field. So this is related with the Biological control of pest and disease is a method through which we enhance the yield of the crop in agriculture. Now, in the modern day society, there is a in trend that use of organic farming is related with the biofertilizers or biocontrol agents. So, organic farming is used related with the. Now, next is another one is that the interaction in between flora and fauna also need, as in understand of food wave of interaction between the myriad of organisms that constitute the field fauna and flora. So both the animals and plants should be present in the environment. The organic farmers holds the view that the eradication of the creatures that are often described as pests is not only possible but also undesirable, for without them the beneficial predatory and parasitic insects which depend upon them as food or host would not be able to survive. So simply the line means that if you are killing that organism or eradicate completely, the other organism which are depend upon them for food or for the host, they are also get eradicated by the ecosystem. So greatly biocontrol measures will greatly reduce our dependence upon the toxic chemical. So toxic chemical reduce the dependence upon the toxic chemicals. Now it also do not make harm on the life cycle of the living organism or pattern of feeding or habitat of the living organism. That's why the biological control is important for preventing the animal rather than use of chemicals, toxic or chemicals. The very familiar beetle markedly, the ladybird and dragons are useful to rid of aphids and mosquitoes. So जो butterflies होते हैं, जो dragonflies हैं और ladybird है, they are also beneficial to get rid of aphids and mosquitoes. So they are also eradicated by the aphids and mosquitoes eradicated by the ladybird and dragonflies respectively. An example of microbial biocontrol is Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis is a bacteria which target the caterpillar larva, or when they induce into the gut of caterpillar larva, they form toxins which in the alkaline pH converted into the active toxin, or they cause perforation of the gut wall of the caterpillar larva. All the fluid which is present into the gut of the larva extruded out, or that's cause the death of the caterpillar larva. So this is the important to note the Bacillus thuringiensis, how important in the controlling the caterpillar larva, because in a crop field the butterfly caterpillar larva cause so many harm because they feed the leaves of the vegetable, or that's why, or they lay thousands of butterfly lays thousands of eggs, or due to formation of release or laying thousands of eggs, thousands of caterpillar larvae induced in a crop, single small area of the crop field. So that's why for controlling these caterpillar larvae, there is introduction of Bacillus thuringiensis in a field. Actually, they are the spores of Bacillus thuringiensis already available in the market in the small sachets. We mix the spores of Bacillus thuringiensis in the water and spray into the vulnerable plant, so that whenever the part of the plant eaten by the insect or caterpillar larva, the target insect or caterpillar larva, the spores germinate and Bacillus thuringiensis is converted into the active bacteria that release a toxin or that cause death of the caterpillar larva. So it is very valuable use of the Bacillus thuringiensis nowadays, or with the help of biotechnology or genetic engineering, we introduce the genes of Bacillus thuringiensis, that is CRY into the body, into the genome of the plants. Now plants are able to synthesize the toxins that are synthesized by the Bacillus thuringiensis. So it is easier to buy plant rather than genetically modified plant, rather than spraying the Bacillus thuringiensis. So it is so easy for us. Or most of the plants are modified, generally crops are modified by the genetic engineering, through which we introduce beneficial genes into the plant, or beneficial genes into the plant, so that they produce toxin, or other than they also produce the, like golden rice is a small sachets. We mix the spores of Bacillus thuringiensis in the water and spray into the vulnerable plant, so that whenever the part of the plant eaten by the insect or caterpillar larva, the target insect or caterpillar larva, the spores germinate and Bacillus thuringiensis is converted into the active bacteria that release a toxin or that cause death of the caterpillar larva. So it is very valuable use of the Bacillus thuringiensis nowadays, or with the help of biotechnology or genetic engineering, we introduce the genes of Bacillus thuringiensis, that is CRY into the body, into the genome of the plants. Now plants are able to synthesize the toxins that are synthesized by the Bacillus thuringiensis. So it is easier to buy plant rather than genetically modified plant, rather than spraying the Bacillus thuringiensis. So it is so easy for us. Or most of the plants are modified, generally crops are modified by the genetic engineering, through which we introduce beneficial genes into the plant, or beneficial genes into the plant, so that they produce toxin, or other than they also produce the, like golden rice is also genetically modified plant, which form or which synthesize vitamin A in rich plant or in rich rice. So it is important that most of the contribution was given by the genetic engineering through the recombinant DNA technology. Now we can also spray in the field to prevent the plant, vulnerable plant, or save the vulnerable plant, like brassica and the fruit trees. Now Bacillus thuringiensis, here is already given toxin genes into the plant. Such plants are resistant to attack by insect pests, like BT cotton is one of such example. So BT cotton is again the induction of the BT cotton, CRY gene of Bacillus thuringiensis into the plant. Now plants are able to synthesize toxins which are produced by the Bacillus thuringiensis. Now plant is able to resist to attack by the insect pests, or that's why through the biotechnology now we are able to form BT cotton like BT soybean and BT brinjal also too. But BT brinjal nowadays banned because they are create toxicity for humans, so that's why that was banned. Now BT cotton is still in forming through the biotechnology. Now move to the next topic, next line or para. Now another animal is Trichoderma, is a free species of the fungi, which is a free living species, but through they synthesize the chemical in the root of the higher plant, so that they eradicate the several plant pathogens. So they also save the plant from the plant pathogen. So this is a Trichoderma, which is a fungi. Now next is bacteroviruses, which is another biological control agent, or it is a virus of a genus of nucleopolyhedrovirus. Bacterovirus is nucleopolyhedrovirus. It also causes the disease in few animals, or also help the plant for the eradication. They have been shown to have no negative impact on plant, animals, birds and fishes. That's why this is overall beneficial for us. Now this is especially desirable when beneficial insects are being conserved to add in an overall integrated pest management program. So it is a need for the conservation of beneficial insects. Those are beneficial for us, or those can prevent our crop plants. It can be also conserved by the integrated pest management program, or this program will give a data of the useful insect, or also what we do, what our organization, our research center do for such type of do with the insect, for such type of insects, for making for the plants, or for the biocontrol agents, or how can these are beneficial, the insects are beneficial for the conservation of plant, for the conservation of different other species too, because they are beneficial for us. Now let us move to the next slide, that is microbes as biofertilizers. Nowadays, actually after the green revolution, the farmers greatly using fertilizers, chemical fertilizers in a field, but actually they cause the harmful effect in a field. They also decrease the fertility of the soil due to the continuous spraying of the chemical fertilizers. So that's why there is need for the biofertilizers, for reducing the use of chemical. Now in the trend there is again organic farming. Actually nowadays more world farmer focusing on organic farming, or for organic farming by the use of biofertilizers. What are the biofertilizers? We generally use the living organism for enhancing the soil quality or their fertility. For example, the bacteria, fungi and cyanobacteria too involved in the enhancement in the soil for fertility. For example, one of the symbiotic bacteria which form association with the root of the leguminous plant, or they form root nodules in which rhizobium fix the atmospheric nitrogen, soil nitrogen into the legume plant. Atmospheric nitrogen into the legume plant. So that's why the rhizobium is beneficial for us or for the farmer, because if they every year they or every season they introduce in their crop field any leguminous plant, so already there is no need for the spraying of or introduction of the nitrogenous urea and dyes, because if we introduce leguminous plant in our crop field, already the atmospheric nitrogen fixed by the rhizobium, so they enhance the nitrogen level in the soil through the rhizobium. These bacteria fix atmospheric nitrogen into organic form, which is used by the plant as nutrition, so as nutrients. Another free-living bacteria are Azobacter or Azospirillum, which again fix the atmospheric nitrogen, but in the soil, not in the plant. Now, next is symbiotic association fungus, which forms symbiotic association with a higher plant, or that fungus belongs to the genus Glomus and form the root-like hyphae, so that through the soil they absorb the nutrients and give it to the plant, or in place of the nutrient, plant give them food. So it is a symbiotic association of the fungi mycorrhiza with the root of higher plant. So it also provides. Another is the coleoid root, which is a formation of appear in the cycas generally, or where the algal zone is present, or cyanobacteria fix the nitrogen into the algal zone of cycas. So coleoid root is one of the example of the symbiotic association with the algae. So here is the fungi. Now another is the blue-green algae or cyanobacteria are nostoc, Anabina or Oscillatoria. Anabina, nostoc and Oscillatoria. It is Anabina, nostoc, Oscillatoria, which again fix the atmospheric nitrogen, but in the soil. In the paddy field, cyanobacteria serve as an important biofertilizers. Blue-green algae also add organic matter to the soil and increase its fertility. Now, so these are the important points from the chapter, from the topic. Microbes as biocontrol agent and microbes as biofertilizers. So now let us revise what we have discussed, or important points what we have discussed in today's class. So important points are, so in agricultural field we are in place of harmful chemicals or pesticides or insecticides, we are generally using the different type of biocontrol agent like Bt toxin, baculovirus, trichoderma. So these are the species which are important in the now here is Bt cotton, which contains the genes of Bacillus thuringiensis. Bacillus thuringiensis target the caterpillar larva of butterfly, not all the living organisms. They also prevent. That's why it is important. Now next is baculovirus. Here is baculovirus, which is a species of genus of nucleopolyhedrovirus.